June. It's May 2020. Welcome to Street Level Spirituality. I think I'm ready. I think I'm prepared. I'm kind of just going crazy this morning. Good morning. It's an early morning for me, doing this at 8:49 a.m. on a Thursday. Capricorn, you got a lot of stuff coming up. This is Street Level Spirituality, a thinly guised message where we're trying to promote that hate is hate no matter what form it comes in, that life is spirited and should be spirited, and that comes from being spirited, not intellectualizing life. So thanks for joining us. We're going to rock out here. We got some music for you. We've got tarot, we've got astrology, all the good stuff. Noticing the lighting in here is a little rough in the morning. Got a lot of sun coming in the window, which is great. A little bad for the front of the camera, but anyway, we'll deal with it. We're going to kick things off with a musical shovel. This is where we play a song, and then we're shuffle over it, and we'll be right back in a second.
I have such little time. What will I do to realize?
Welcome to the music shuffle.
The time is short. I need to make a change. I have such little time. What will I do to realize that what I give is how I make it?
A little spirit moving today, guys. The sun's out, it's warm. Move that body. Get spirited, right?
I'm rolling into a new way of being.
Right.
Society's been so angry, now
here.
it's failing. When things fall apart, this is the new way of being. We are the new way of living, the new way of seeing. Fucking cut the cord and find your own way, and break down your own systems with love is the way. And forgive when hate comes your way.
Are we doing it?
Cause we are the answers to the problems we face.
Capricorn dogs.
I have such little time.
Right.
What will I do to realize the time is short? I need to make a change.
Alright, that is Realize. That's a new track I just came out with. You can catch all my music on my new website, street-level.net. Check it out. I sell flower essences there from Atlantean sources. And I do readings, and I have reports, astro reports and stuff like that you can get to. Anyway, enough plugging my shit. How are you guys doing? It's been an interesting time, huh? To say the least. Really, really interesting. From my point of view, or at least what I'm seeing is, yeah, we got a virus that we're dealing with, but we're also dealing with other things also, including fear, attitudes, emotions. We're dealing with people going inward, having to kind of deal with their emotions inwardly, spending time with themselves, looking into the void, recognizing that, you know, when we really take the time to get to know ourselves and have that quiet space, when we've been so busy with our jobs and work, it can be a little frightening sometimes. And the reason it's frightening is because we ignore, or have ignored historically, ourselves for a really long time. But we can do it, kids. Got my Corey Holzman mug here. Where my wrench is at. Corey is a beautiful person who demonstrates lots of spiritual expression in what he does. He's a computer tech guy on YouTube, if you want to check him out. He does it by being himself. He ain't preaching nothing. He's just being a beautiful human being, man. So, Capricorn, lots of activity in your astro section of your life the last so many years. You've had Saturn. You've had, you've had Pluto obliterating you for the last so many years. So you've been completely wiped out and transformed. And damn. So let's get to the astro weather here. Let's check this out and see what's going on here. So coming into May, this is the chart for May 1st, 2020. Look where Pluto's at. Yeah, Pluto's still there at 24 degrees of your sign. And you also have the south node entering. Actually, no, it goes, south node goes backwards. Actually goes clockwise. I always forget the nodes go. One of those rare things that go the opposite direction. So the south node's coming out of your sign, which is great because that means past life karma, all that kind of stuff is being cleaned up and leaving you. It's at 0 degrees Capricorn. That means the very end of the cycle. So congratulations, Capricorn, on getting the fuck out of that old shit. Don't need it. Go away. Pluto, 24 degrees Capricorn. You have 30 degrees in your sign. So at 24 degrees, that would give you 6 degrees left. And, you know, it's a good 20% of your, 20% left there. Pluto's been obliterating you for years now. I don't know exactly the year, but I have this on the opposite side. I have a Cancer ascendant. Pluto is transformative, coming right into your sun sign. It transforms you fundamentally, who you are. Not anything else in your life, but you on a core level. So it can be a very difficult and intense transformation for you guys. So congratulations that you've made it through the hump of that. You also have Jupiter right there, a lot of expansive energy. So you've had the benefit and fortune of having Jupiter in your sign now for a while. And then looks like Saturn's just leaving it. So congratulations, you also just went through another cycle of responsibility. To be honest with you, I'm not really feeling... I'm feeling a little sad for Capricorns. Just this last so many years, it's been really intense for you guys, and hopefully you guys made it out the other side in one piece. But just be good to yourselves and know that, you know, Pluto transiting your sign like that is pretty much one of the most intense transits you can have, because it's like Pluto's like a plate. It breaks you into 1,000 pieces, and then over a long period of time, it slowly glues you back together in a different configuration that is more appropriate for you, and as always delivers you to a better and more beautiful place. So it's never in vain, and it's not just to torture you or anything like that. So let's see. Anyway, let's get into the astro weather here. Still waking up, having my coffee here. Let's see here. Capricorn. We've got May 1st, Uranus and Taurus. We have Mercury conjunct Uranus and Taurus. That's down there on the bottom, around 6 o'clock on your chart. Down there in the 4th house, you can see Uranus, Mercury, and the Sun all conjunct down there at the beginning of the month. Now, this is a bigger story here. I'll try to sum it up here as little words as possible. But basically, we've had Uranus enter Taurus in March of 2018. And when Uranus entered in March of 2018, that's when kind of the Hawaiian volcano thing started. Uranus is the planet of sudden and quick transformation and revolution, being in the sign of Taurus, which represents and rules the earth, all things of the earth, beauty, money, material resources, all that stuff. That means that anything ruled by Taurus, those themes, will be quickly and systematically transformed rather quickly. So another way to put this, or at least one level to put this out, is the most apparent for most people is going to be quick, swift material changes. So earth and money. Okay. So the last time, as an example, the last time that Uranus was in Taurus was from 1934 to 1942. The Dust Bowl, the Great Depression, World War II, earth changes, lots of big stuff like that. So we have that energy coming back. Now, it's always a little bit different. It's never exactly the same, but the general themes will be the same. So we're starting to see that with this virus thing. We've had just a couple, over the last 2 days, we have some minor earthquakes. One in Los Angeles, one up here near Central California. So it's if you ask my opinion, I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer that sometime between 2018 and 2026, there'll be a big earthquake. I don't see why there wouldn't be. Uranus and Taurus is sudden earth changes. We're long overdue in Los Angeles for one. I ain't sugarcoating it. Why should I? Why would I? Anyway, so this is a big time for social change, and we're going to be revolutionized in a lot of ways. There's going to be a lot of things changing, like Capricorn needed anymore after the last 6 years, right, Capricorn? Anyway, May 1, the Mercury conjuncting this aspect means we're going to be communicating more about this aspect. We're going to be talking about this aspect more. We're going to be talking about these changes. We're going to be talking about this virus. There's going to be more communication, more mental stimulation, and there could also be some sort of revolutionary technology that comes out that allows people to communicate in some new way. This could be interpreted all sorts of ways, but generally, our mind is on the issues of transformation in the world. May 4th. May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day. On Star Wars Day this year, the ships are grounded. We've got the sun illuminating Mercury in Taurus. And the way that we communicate and the way that we think is more beautiful, articulate, and grounded. Wrong one. There we go. Let's go to that one. So May the 4th, Star Wars Day. Great day to call someone that you haven't talked to in a while. Catch up with a loved one. It's a day of warmth, grounded practicality. Great day to solve some problems. You know the deal, man. Balance the force on May the 4th be with you. May 7th, we've got a full moon in Scorpio. This is an interesting one. This is where we become more aware of our deeper needs and desires and areas where we have not fulfilled them. Everybody has deep needs and desires. We don't always know how to articulate them or express them or ask how to get them met or our needs met. The thing here is not to feel bad about who you are, but to discover that we can ask for what we need. We can find the right situations and people to help us. And we don't force it. We just look for opportunities to express ourselves in respectful and kind ways. So for some people are in some weird ass shit, man. So whatever you're into, it's all good, man, if it makes you feel good and everyone's respected. So take some time to look at areas where maybe you've judged yourself or shut yourself down and you're stagnating. The life force, the kundalini, the spirit is not moving through you because you have shut the door. So May 7th, kind of emotional day. Moon's emotional, Scorpio's emotional. You're going to feel those deep inner emotional depths. Don't get lost in them. Just focus on what you can do to fulfill yourself better. May 11th, we've got the first of 3 retrogrades this month. So things are going to start slowing down a lot. So right now, I'm at the end of April. If you're watching this before May or before the middle of May, initiate, get things done, get going on something, because as soon as all these planets start slowing down, it's going to be a time of inner reflection, not necessarily moving forward. So, but whatever you have initiated will still have merit to it. But you may have start getting these other views, how to change things radically and all these things, and we don't want to do that during this period. So this summer, doors closed. Whatever you initiate up until May, just keep going with it. Keep sticking with it. Keep growing it. Don't go fucking rip up the garden, so to say. We got Saturn retrograde in Aquarius and then going back into Capricorn, into your sign. So Saturn's been in Capricorn. We just reached Aquarius. Now it's backtracking from Aquarius back into Capricorn. For Capricorns, this means one last visit of limitation that you've already had for a while. One last opportunity to reevaluate yourself. And in this situation, this is going to has a lot to do with your friendships and your relationships, and seeing which relationships are working for you and which are not, which are healthy, which are not healthy. You may have an issue show up where you have to really look at a friendship and say, wow, that's not for me. And what we do is we exit ourselves in love and peace. and we smile a lot, and we don't call people back, and we say thank you very much. And if someone's really pushing something, we say, you know what, I can see that you're not getting the message, so I just want you to know how much I love you from a distance, and don't call me, I'll call you. Got to deal with people that way. Sometimes some people are energetic parasites and feeders. They want to chow on your shit all day long, and you got to say, no thank you, this buffet is closed. Anyway, that is Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. Think about your future. Think about your long-term goals. Learn to make peace with the mundane. That is Saturn. On May 13th, this is where everything starts getting real. We have Venus entering the sign of Gemini. So Venus, being the planet of love and all things beauty, enters Gemini, which is talkative, chatty, intellectual, wants to connect, is very active energy. It's the negative and positive polarities being super activated. All right. I didn't need the sermon right now for myself. I'll listen to this song here. This has some rock and roll. Some rock and roll guitar in it. Rock and roll guitar in it. Okay. Anyway, so Venus and Gemini. Venus and Gemini. May 13th. Okay, so the same day Venus enters Gemini on May 13th, Venus also goes retrograde in Gemini, so we don't really get to benefit from Venus being in Gemini as much as we would hope to have if you have aspects in Gemini. So when Venus goes retrograde, it's a time of reflection in your relationships and all things beauty. It's a time to reevaluate your style. It's time to reevaluate the way that you love, who you love, why you love, all that kind of stuff. It's not a great time to move forward and making commitments with other people. So we don't want to take on too many responsibilities in our relationships. And we can be also in Gemini, you got the twins there, so you're looking at kind of these three-way type relationships, multiple partners, affairs, wacky, weird stuff like that. Mixed in with this full moon in Scorpio, you could see some debauchery. People wanting to be debaucherous. People wanting to express themselves because they are partially animals. How do we do that with love? How do we do it with respect for ourselves and others? Or maybe we just play it out in our minds. Maybe we play it out with our partners. Maybe we're more open with our partners about our fantasies. Venus in retrograde is also a time where we can become more attractive and have people who wouldn't usually be attracted to us, and be attracted to people we wouldn't usually be attracted to. This can mean lots of new interesting situations. But keep in mind that when Venus goes direct on June 25th, you will not feel the same way you do when you first meet this new exciting person. So the idea here is don't go run off to Vegas and get married, because you probably won't like them when you're done, or things will change. Great time for excitement, not a great time for long-term commitments. Watch yourself out there, be careful. Exasperating the situation is going to be the Jupiter in retrograde coming up. But first, on the same day, May 13th, Mars enters the sign of Pisces, and you feel like your direction in life and your forward movement is confusing and watery, because Mars is focused. Mars wants to get things done. It's the fire. It's the initiator. It's the ram. Pisces is floaty in water and spacing out in another dimension. So Mars doesn't feel at home in Pisces. You rarely know what you want. You don't know what you're doing. You're not very active. You're just kind of like, eh. But it's a great time to explore the spacey zones, because with Mars as your co-pilot, you have a lot of consciousness into the unconscious realms. So think of it as a submarine, a conscious submarine into the subconscious. See what you can find. It might just be like some weird looking squid. Careful. Anyway, back to the next day, May 14th. We've got another retrograde. We've got Jupiter retrograde in Capricorn. And this is a tough one because that's double trouble on the retrograde. Jupiter's another planet of excitement, expansion, goodness, all this stuff. And then when it goes backwards, we're like, what the hell? I thought we were moving forward with all this goodness. What the hell are we going backwards for? Jupiter is... I'm sorry. Excuse me. Whoa. This is retrograde in Capricorn. So you're going to get it a good blast. And this is till September 13th. The visual I got on this one was... Imagine work is a beach. Go with me on this one. You get all dressed up in your bathing suit to look hot at the beach. You're finally ready. It's summertime. You go out. You're out in the water, posing for an Instagram picture, and this wave comes up from behind and knocks you down, pulls off your bathing suit. You're exposed. I got to work on these. I'm tired. I'm working on these. Anyway, Jupiter is bound to expose you this summer if you haven't checked yourself at work in a while. Take your time to evaluate every situation with a magnifying glass and take some personal time to reflect on areas you can grow professionally. So the idea here is that Jupiter in retrograde can kind of coax the badness out of you and then smash its head. And what I mean by that is that Jupiter's expansion, it gives you this idea or this feeling that things are great, everything's good to go, and we're moving forward, and we're making more money, and there's more opportunities, and everything's exciting. And when we're that way, we're not really self-aware. So we get excited, we start throwing energy around, and then this is bound to expose some sort of underdeveloped or unskilled area in our lives in regards to work. How we're dealing with people at work, how we're addressing clients. It's not a time to be overly confident. It's a time to reflect on who you are, what you're doing, what your intentions are, and learning how to work together better than you have in the past, or to be more honest about your independence or whatever that might be. It's a time to really reflect. So throughout the summer, don't be cocky at work. You'll get your head knocked off. Okay. May 20th, 6 days later. And that's in your sign, by the way, so be extra careful. And you're the worker, so you need to be mindful about this stuff. May 20th, Sun enters Gemini. This is a happy birthday, Geminis. This is a more excited, fun-loving time. You're ready to get out and explore and create new experiences for yourself. This could coincide with maybe people starting to, some of these bans being lifted and people getting out in society a little bit more. Just generally, people want to be more adventurous. If not, maybe digging a hole in their yard and climbing it or something. I don't know. Have fun climbing a bush. I used to do it when I was a kid. Cheap entertainment, guys. May 22nd, we've got the new moon in Gemini. New moons are a time of right turns and slowdowns. It's just a time to switch things up. Give the norm the breaks and dive into something mentally stimulating. That is May 22nd, guys. Good time to start studying. Good time to pick a new hobby. Just explore some new direction that's off the beaten path, and you will feel fulfilled. May 28th, we've got Mercury entering Cancer at the end of the month. Mercury, the planet of communication and the mind, and Cancer being the nurturing, softy crab on the inside, heart on the outside, looking out for everyone and wants everyone to be taken care of. Pretty simple. End of the month, our memories are improved, and our emotions tend to be what dictates the way that we communicate and make agreements with each other. And that is the astro weather for May 2020, Capricorn. It is time to get into... Let's just listen to that guitar riff for a second. Yeah. Anyway, another song. I do metal, hip-hop, dance music, all that stuff. And streaming gives me a great opportunity to share my music because you can't use other people's music for free. And if you like it, you can check it out at streetlevel.net. Yeah. Okay, so that is we did the music shuffle. We did the Astro Weather. Now Capricorn, this is where you get a custom tarot reading by yours truly. We're going to flip to the Tarot split screen view with the music shuffle off. Here we go. Let's tune in here. We got May 2024 Capricorn. Capricorn, you're getting banged up, shanged up. We got Pluto, we got Saturn, we got all sorts of stuff zing in your chart. At the same time, you've had Jupiter for the last year just going in there and giving you all sorts of fortune and opportunities. You're beat up, you're war-torn, you've been through a lot, you don't know who you are, you're all about stability, you're ruled by the bones, structure. You probably had dreams of your teeth falling out when you don't feel strong in your foundation in life. Of the earth signs, Capricorn is the organizer, Taurus is the builder, and Virgo is the evaluator. So Capricorn is kind of the project lead and knows how to schedule what it brings together, the vision. I'm a Virgo personally, so I analyze. If you have anything you want to know, if there's something's bullshit, man, send it to me. I'll let you know. All right. So anyway, all that said, Capricorn dog, let's get into your reading for the month. Let's see what's going on. The way I read is I read with I do kind of do a, let's say maybe shadow work tarot and astrology, where I just say how I see it. I think that it's really helpful to know what's going to benefit us most, not what we want to hear. So other people will tell you what you want to hear. If you want to keep it real, come to street level, and we'll hit you with the good stuff. So the good stuff for you this month starts off with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. That's being influenced by the Page of Wands. So some sort of new initiation that you want to go on, but you're not really seeing how to do it yet. In the spiritual realm, this is your angelic or divine message. It's to look out to the world and to see what the world can benefit from, how you can benefit them best. The Strength card in reverse, this is coming out of this intensity that you've been through for a long time. In your subconscious realms, the message is that you subconsciously are motivated by creating a sense of foundation for yourself. In the near future, you have the King of Swords. So either you or somebody else is going to empower you with the structure of the mind and how important that is. Your attitude in the situation is the Fool in reverse. The Fool in reverse is... well, it can mean a lot of things, but it's not the beginning of a journey, so I'll say that much. Knight of Cups is your environment. Someone's not bringing you what you want or need. Greatest hopes and fears is that you or someone else is going to... Okay, so you're a little guarded here. Now let's see the outcome here. Oh, I see. So you got the mind is playing tricks on you. Okay, you're coming out of some sort of bondage. Okay, well that makes sense. I mean, this is Capricorn's card right here, and it's upside down. So it's the devil. Yeah, it looks scary, but the devil really represents... This is really, really cool about the devil, guys. Check this out. So if you look at the devil... See if I can find it here. You're chained, right? But you can pull the chain off. It's you enjoy it. So the devil is addiction, things that you get something out of that doesn't necessarily benefit you or other people. That's what the devil represents. It's an adversary. It's a way of life that supplements your higher needs. And if you just focus on your higher needs, then you can free yourself from the price you pay for kind of the cheap sugar and candy that you think is getting you by. Obviously, a good example of something like this is drug use and alcoholism. It feels great. It's quick. It's cheap. Gets the job done. And the price is way higher than it's worth. So in reverse motion here, that means we're transforming and coming out of this. And I think that's really great. You're very guarded. But anyway, let's get into the reading. Let's kind of jumping ahead here a little bit. So the let's do the Tarot close-up view. And let's see here. Let's close down the astro weather for the day. And let's check out. Let's adjust my window here a little bit. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. So there's some kind of feeling of something not coming to fruition, something not being there, losing something. For some people, this could be losing a job, some kind of opportunity that's been lost. Now, anytime something leaves our lives, it's usually because there's something more authentic on its way. Keep that in mind. What's influencing that is the Page of Wands. So it appears that there's some sort of new idea, new adventure, new way of wanting to move forward in your life that's coming to you in some form that's influencing this change of directions in career. There's some sort of new sense of excitement, exploration, exuberance. Something's leaving, but I don't feel like you really care that much. You're too look at that. Look at that. You can't get your eyes off that thing. You're like, dude, I'm gonna do this. I've got this stick and I'm gonna use it. What am I gonna do with this stick? What is this stick? What am I doing with this stick? What is this stick? Where am I going with this stick? Look at that stick. Yeah. So anyway, so you're excited. The spiritual realms. We got more wands. Capricorn like those wands. We got the Three of Wands in this case. And the Three of Wands, what we're looking at is the world. And we're looking at how we see it. We're making some plans. We're doing some preparation. So coming from the angelic realms, this is basically saying what you need to do now, and take this seriously. Take this very seriously, because your spiritual message tells you what you need to do to move forward to the next step. And what it's saying is that you need to prepare. Wherever you're going with this stick, this new idea, this new adventure. God, you love that stick. You can't stop staring at it. Capricorn, what do you like it? Whatever this journey is, you need to prepare, you need to have foresight, you need to plan. So this is a planning time. The angels say, plan, Capricorn, plan. Shit's changing. You have to have foresight before you jump into something. You can't just be emotional and hop into something. I've been planning this channel for years. I'm planning this direction of my life for years. This is not my main career. And it's totally wacky because I have a main career that pays well. It's marketing and branding and all this stuff. And, I have an opportunity to do something that is just really who I am, and I enjoy it. And so I'm exploring it. And shit, if I don't make any money and can't survive, then oh well. At least I was honest to myself. So anyway, yeah, go to streetlevel.net and order a chart or a reading, because look a brother up. Let's see here. Recent past. We've got the Strength card in reverse. It's a little bit of self-doubt. But self-doubt also is keep in mind, self-doubt is a reflection of your own behavior. So it's not like we just feel confident or don't feel confident. We feel confident or not confident because our own lack or strength in self-discipline and living our values. So if we are inconsistent in the way that we live our values and what we're doing out there in the world, and are not intending goodness, if we're not intending goodness, if we're not helping, then we feel weaker and more confused because we know that we're creating from a place that's not going to support us. So we're coming out of that. In the subconscious realms, this is your muscular structure, this is your subconscious mind. This is what's kind of like motivating you, right? This is like, your subconscious is like when you jump over the fence when the dog's chasing you, right? You don't have any say in it, man. This is your feminine subconscious self. Boom. It's saying, I want foundation. I want structure. I want foundation. I want to be solid in my life. I don't know when a Capricorn isn't feeling this way. But you're good at it. You're good at making the plan. So, I think this is really just saying, be you, Capricorn. Make the plan. You're really design structure. It didn't show up for you when you wanted it. But now, I'm going to hone my skills in my mind. I'm going to become the master of the mind. The King of Swords is the king of the mental forces. And this is somebody who thinks very clearly. He's got authority, power, but most importantly, he's got truth. This is the honest man. So you might be learning to wield your sword of truth, so to say. You might be an artist, you might be a musician, you might be a writer. But whatever it is, you're starting to really wield the sword of truth that you've been honing since you've had your chart obliterated by other forces like Pluto and Saturn. You're coming to a very refined, sleek, and powerful truth. Whatever this is that you're bringing to the world. It could be in friendships, could be in business, could be work. Now, your attitude in this situation is the Fool in reverse. So there's a little bit of risk taking here. There's a little bit of recklessness. The Fool is starting his journey here, see? And he's about to... the spirit comes into the earth, and it's like, well, the earth, material world, I'm going to get hurt, what? He's about to walk off the cliff, and the dog, who's the animal, is saying, hey, I live here on earth, you fool. You're about to walk off a cliff. And then thus we walk into life and we go through the Fool's journey. All right. So in reverse, this is kind of innocent, spontaneity, beauty, newness. But in reverse, it's kind of like you're being a little naive, a little foolish. You're going to walk off the cliff. A little bit of risk taking. So you're feeling like a risk taker. You're feeling like, fuck it. I know who I am. Let's get cray cray. Now you're in an environment, you're ready to move forward, but we got the Knight of Cups in reverse. The Knight of Cups in reverse is somebody who's not making an emotional offer, but there's also kind of a little bit of a moodiness or jealousy here. So your environment, there might be some people jealous about where you're coming from, what you're doing. You might be dealing with a jealous person. You've got your truth. All I can say about this stuff is fuck that shit, because you ain't got time for that. Don't listen to the naysayers. What do we got here? We got, this is in your greatest hopes and greatest fears. Can you see that? And that is the Five of Swords, upright. Five of Swords is some sort of conflict, tension, betrayal. You're concerned that if you live your truth and speak your truth, that there will be some sort of conflict or tension. Keep in mind that as long as you're wielding your sword with skill and mastery here and goodness, you don't have to worry about where the sword's going to land. Live by the sword, die by the sword. You want to stab people, you're going to get stabbed back. Don't stab, be honest. Truth. Just remember truth. Doesn't have to be hate, just truth. Use your truth. And in the outcome, we've got the Ten of Wands. So this just means that you're feeling guarded in some manner throughout this process. And I just get the feeling that you're really dealing with some aggressive energy around you. So again, maybe a parental figure talking down to you about your vision, a marriage partner who's not supportive, a friend who's not really being a friend. You might even be around an entire group of people that really just aren't for you, and you're finding your own new expression. So great time to spend some time with yourself, really. But you know, that's kind of the shadow side of this. There's this is also about being courageous, you know, and having the courage to go out and speak your truth. Having the courage and the persistence and the resilience to move forward at any cost. So you're licking your wounds. You probably have been for a while, like I said, but this is, you know, a very positive card in the sense of, look at this person who's weathered and gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, and they're still standing guard, taking care of their temple, taking care of themselves, looking out for goodness. So whatever this is, this journey of truth that you're on, Capricorn, stick with it and take time to mend your wounds or tend to your wounds. Again, you might be tricked in the mind a little bit. You might be led to believe that something is a lot worse than it truly is, but you are the master of the mind, so don't let that mind get away with you. And then the devil in reverse, like I said, is you're able to overcome addictions and the inner adversary from within. So I'd say this is a really good sign that whatever mental trials and tribulations come up, you're able to overcome. And just keep in mind that whoever these jealous people are around you, you can just go suck a dick, as far as I'm concerned. So Capricorn, that is your astro reading for the month of May 2020. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Hopefully that meant something to you and you can apply that to your life in a way that works and makes sense for you. If you guys want a personal reading, hit me up. I have a new website, street-level.net, street-level.net. And you can book a reading there. I do astro charts, all sorts of stuff. If there's any reason that you guys need a price adjustment based on your income level, just shoot me an email at streetlevelspirituality@gmail.com. We'll work something out. Money's never an issue. I got love for you. I'm here to give. I'm here to make this life work for everyone. Got a lot more content coming up. If you're on YouTube, check me out on Twitch, where I do these streams live. If you're on Twitch, follow for notifications so you'll know that when I am going live. And if you're on YouTube or Twitch, check me out on Facebook, where I do a lot of original writings. And then also I'll be doing my blog posts on street-level.net and all sorts of good stuff coming up. Capricorn, thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a wonderful May 2020, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.